everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is B and I'm here with Mav, guest on the channel.
Yo, what's good?
We're here to talk about the PS5 presentation that happened yesterday and just our genuine thoughts about it and how much more hyped we are for it.
I can tell you I'm extremely hyped for it. I finally got to see a console. Took months, but we're here.
Yeah, just seeing that console is I think that's like the biggest highlight. That console looks amazing. Like that color scheme. At first I wasn't, feeling it too much, but I think after just seeing it and just like seeing all those colors, like the white and the black and the blue, I think everything just kind of worked out at the end.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty good looking console.
Yeah. So Mav, what was like your favorite game that they presented? Because there are like a million games that they did, because it was like an hour and 30 minutes long.
I've been thinking about this all day of like which one was my favorite, because most of the games that I saw, either like from the big developers or some in-house company, were definitely pretty good looking games. But I have to go with Spiderman Miles Morales. Like, I played the first game, I absolutely loved it. So I'm excited to see how the new version comes out too.
Yeah, apparently it's like going to be some sort of expansion, so it's going to be like I'd assume like 10-15 more hours on top of like the regular game. I'm not sure how they're going to sell that, if they're going to sell that at like a reduced price or something, but my assumption is that they're just going to remaster the game on the PS5 and just add on that thing. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm
going around about it being like a remaster, an actual full-on solo title. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see till more details come out about it. But either way, I'm extremely hyped for it.
Yeah, I really like Miles in that game too. Like he was definitely like an interesting character, and I liked how they kind of brought up his backstory and stuff. Like, this doesn't necessarily seem like a sequel, but I think it's gonna definitely help build up Miles and stuff like that to the eventual sequel, because I'm assuming we're gonna be playing as him a lot, and Peter Parker too, which is gonna be pretty cool.
Well, I'm going to like base it from the Into the Spider-Verse like franchise that we're probably will be seeing like Peter Parker a lot more.
That'd be really cool, like for a concept of a game, because they kind of left it as an open slate. They were obviously implying that Miles is going to have like a bigger role in the future, but like I kind of want to see them hit like a lot of new creative stories and stuff like that, and just I think Spider-Verse would be really cool, at least like as a game, so you can play as like different versions of Spider-Man and Spider-Girl and etc.
Yeah, the way that the movie came out, it was another fantastic Spider-Man movie, so I'm hoping that they get to make that canon in the game somehow.
I think they probably could. They could do it like the Ratchet and Clank game, like moving through worlds. Like, that would be really cool.
That's another game that blew me away. Some people saying from Ratchet and Clank.
It looks so good. Yeah, they gave us like so much content. Like, I think overall, like the whole presentation, they had exclusives. They had like just a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, towards the middle, I will say it kind of got boring because they were just showing like random games that probably shouldn't have been there, but I guess they were trying to space out like the big games and stuff like that, so we'd have like them, I guess, more fresh in mind and like give them the respect that they deserve. But like some of the games I felt like shouldn't have been there, and they're really showing off what the PS5 was capable of.
The one thing I just hated was just waiting to see what the console looked like. It took forever.
Yeah, man. I thought it was only gonna be an hour long. Maybe I didn't read like what they had in the announcement and stuff like that. but it took a while. Like they kept teasing us, and I kept thinking, like, oh man, they're about to show the console. No, and then they did that whole tease with that Astro game, Astro Bots, right?
Oh no, the interface tease. I nearly lost it.
Apparently that game's gonna be free, so I guess it's worth it. I don't know.
Just because it's free doesn't mean I'm not gonna play it.
Are you picking it up at launch, the PS5?
I don't know about launch. I'll see what I can do, but definitely we'll be getting it at some point.
Because it seems like it's leaning towards $4.99. At least here in the US. I'm not sure how much that would equate over there. I'd assume it'd be somewhere like pretty much around the same thing.
Yeah, it definitely will be around the same price.
Dang. But yeah, I mean, I want to pick it up, but it's a lot of money. Like,
yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, because like the PS4 and the Xbox right now are like what, $200, $300, so it's not as big of a investment to make, and you have just like a bigger library, so you're gonna be stuck with like a $500 console, and like I think we won't have a lot towards the beginning just because of like the outbreak and stuff like that, stopping a lot of production. But maybe I'm wrong, but it's gonna be hard to convince people if you don't really have a lot of games at launch.
I think that's definitely why they showed off so many games.
Yeah, because usually like the biggest thing in a console release is like there's no games. Like there's like a launch game, and you're kind of expected to play that for at least a couple months before anything else starts coming out. And I think things don't really pick up until like the middle of the console generation.
This is true.
I mean, look at right now, like we're getting games like PS4 exclusives pretty frequently now, like compared to what the beginning. Would you say that the games weren't coming out like as frequently, and there wasn't like as much interesting stuff coming out?
You have to think of it this way: is that the supposed rumor is that you can play your PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5 with no problem. So you're probably going to use that backwards compatibility in some sort of factor to try and sell the console, because they're still going to be like pumping out PS4 games like for next couple of years.
Yeah, I think they said along the lines of I want to say like a year or two more. But yeah, I know at least for Microsoft, they said 2 years. I think Sony might have straight up said that they're probably not going to be supporting the PS4 as much at all, like once the PS5 comes out. But that might change, honestly. Just I think the outbreak has changed a lot of probably how they wanted. People aren't going to be wanting to spend that much money since they got other things to worry about, and the economy is not doing too hot. But
I don't expect them to be like holding on to updating the PlayStation 4 that much after the PlayStation 5 releases.
Okay. I think what Ghost of Tsushima, I can't even say it. Tsushima. I don't even know. Ghost. I'm just gonna say Ghost. Ghost is I think the last exclusive that they have set for the PS4 right now. I mean, it's a good send off. The game looks pretty amazing from what they've shown so far, and it's coming out like in a month or so. But I think they ended off on a strong note. So there's no shame in just saying, "Oh, we had a really solid library of games, and the PlayStation 4 has sold over like 100 million consoles." So I don't think they really have anything to be ashamed of. If anything, I feel like the sales might pick up this year just because there's probably going to be a price drop. So I think they should do a little bit of third party here until like the user base finally expands in the PS5.
Like, I'm expecting the PlayStation 5 to come out around November, I'd say. around then.
That seems pretty accurate, honestly.
Yeah,
it would be really ridiculous to release it like in December. Like if they really had to for some reason or another, like production and stuff, like December's really cutting it. Usually by November, I think people are like buying gifts around that time, just in advance. So I think the PS5 coming out around that time might be perfect.
Yeah, so they have definitely a couple of games to go onto the PlayStation 4, but if it's around November time, the only big like Sony exclusive release that I can think of around that month before PlayStation 5 or just near enough to it would be the next Call of Duty game, which would be huge send off for it if the Treyarch can deliver.
How's that 300 gigabyte download doing you?
I have not installed Season 4 yet.
It's getting ridiculous. I really hope the PS5 fixes that, but I don't know. I think that might just be an Activision problem.
I think that's an Activision problem, because if there was so much about the Xbox version of Modern Warfare getting an 84 gigabyte update, like that is completely madness. I know it was like a technical glitch and it wasn't supposed to be 84 gigabytes, but wow, just wow.
Even like besides that, aren't these updates like at least 30 to 40 gigabytes, maybe even 50 in some cases? Like for new seasons and stuff, or like the big updates?
Yeah,
or would you say it's a lot less?
Yeah, around 20 gigabytes, 30 maybe, depending on the amount of content that they're actually pushing into the new season.
That's kind of ridiculous, though. I don't know. To me, it feels like ridiculous. Like especially if you buy a disc, like you should have most of the game in the disc, but it just seems like having a disc for the game doesn't really matter anymore. You're downloading most of the stuff on the console anyway, so I don't know.
What I will say about Modern Warfare is that if you don't like certain like modes in it, like campaign or Spec Ops or even Warzone, you can just like delete it and just keep multiplayer or whatever game mode you want to play. It's still gonna be like over 100 gigabytes on your hard drive, but still, it's some taking off for space.
That's crazy. That's like so much memory. That's like, I don't even know, but like nearly 20% of how much storage you have. Like, let's say for 500 gigs, that's pretty much caving in a lot of it. And if you have like a terabyte, it's not as big of an impact, but I still feel like 100 gigabytes is quite a lot. I think you could probably fit like 2-3 games into that.
I can tell you right now that Modern Warfare is sitting on my PlayStation, 500 gigabyte PlayStation. It's taking up 140 gigabytes of that.
That's like basically half with all the memory that they take out, like for other stuff too.
Like I literally have 4 games on that PlayStation, and I know I want to play so much more, but
I think they need to like add ways to expand memory on the PS5 because it's gonna need it. If they don't fix this optimization of like huge updates and stuff like that, it's only gonna get worse because the textures are gonna be more advanced, 4K and stuff like that. It's not gonna be nice for people who want to like play and these games in a like reasonable rate. Like if you wake up one night and the new Call of Duty update is like, I don't know, 100 gigabytes or something like that. I'm just exaggerating at this point, but like let's say it's a big update. It's gonna take you at least like a day or two to get that thing fully running.
Oh, for me, for sure, because my internet is poor enough. So you can imagine what my internet is going to be trying to download 100 gigabytes for a game.
Yeah, they need to like fix that. I think that if they can do that next generation, just fix that issue, I think things will be just a lot better, and people would be more willing to move to like digital. Because like, let's say if you have like a Call of Duty game that's what 30 gigabytes, 40 gigabytes, the norm that was in the beginning of the generation, I think people would be more okay with that.
Well, the rumor Call of Duty 2020 Alpha was shown on the PlayStation Store. It's already reached about 70 gigabytes for just the alpha of the version.
So it's just, I'd assume that's just like the basic stuff, like the campaign, and not even like the multiplayer and all the other crazy modes they're probably gonna end up adding.
I'm not sure what's on it, but 70 gigabytes for a pre-game alpha? Like, wow.
It's ridiculous.
Like, I do not want to see what the full game of that is going to be like if that's 70 gigabytes for an alpha.
It's gonna look great, but they need to. I don't know what they need to do specifically. Like they have the money. I'm sure they could, and they probably have tried to research how much, like how can they like reduce the amount of store like memory that they have to use for every update. But they need to do that. Like I already had a pain downloading like GTA and stuff like that, and that was like 30-40 gigabytes. But I can't imagine just downloading so much stuff for like a simple, I wouldn't say simple game, but like it should be way less than that. It should be way less than the 100 and something gigabytes you told me.
Yeah, I played like older Call of Duties. They definitely didn't reach 100 gigabytes. They would have if they had DLC, but Modern Warfare don't have DLC. No.
Oh man. But dang, this video went on a lot longer than I was expecting it to.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
GTA 5, yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to GTA. Oh man. Okay. GTA 5 Part 2. Or Part 3 actually. Because this is the third generation that it's gonna be hitting.
I'll make this perfectly clear for the video. I literally got GTA 5 for the first time the day before the presentation, so seeing GTA 5 coming up for PlayStation 5 is fucking madness.
Why? Dude, it just... Okay, I know why, but why? Look.
I think we all know why. It's a cash grab. I know it's
yeah.
successful like online game mode that they have right now. It's Red Dead Redemption, not doing too good from what I've heard. Like GTA Online is doing major bits. It is doing numbers.
Yeah, it's basically what's selling the game, honestly, because it's still charting right now. Like on the gaming like sales charts, it's still like at number 2 or like in the top 10. Like in 2020, this game came out what 2013.
2013.
So yeah, 7 years of just charting
consoles like that. Wow.
You know they've already made definitely more than they were expecting to. This is only going to help it out. Just keep selling. I mean, at this point, I do understand why. Just because, why are you going to introduce a new game when your current game is already selling like crazy? I'm assuming they'll probably just do this port, let it live on for a couple more years, and then just eventually release a new game.
I think they're only just doing this so they can like focus more on GTA 6.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people wanted it. If you were checking out that live stream chat, there are a lot of disappointed people there. But that game is not coming out until like 2022, 2023. It's not happening for a while.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely not happening for a while. Like,
I mean, we just heard recently that they just started development like not too long ago, so they have not they barely have started like the basics for this.
Yeah, they were definitely not going to be seeing GTA 6 for a very long time.
Is there anything else that you were interested in, like any new IPs or anything like that really hyped you for next generation?
Can I talk about the one I didn't like the most?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm genuinely curious.
Sackboy. I hate it. I hate it. No.
Why?
Okay. I've never played that much PlayStation to know anything about Little Big Planet or anything like that. I've always been Xbox. So seeing Sackboy is just like, what are you? I can't get into it. I played Little Big Planet a few times. I can't. I literally cannot stand it. So seeing a brand new game, I just don't like it.
It looks fun though. Well, for a platformer, it looks fun. We'll see. Sony isn't really necessarily known for their platformers. Shout out to Knack 2. Those games, yeah, I think Microsoft even has a better rep for our platformers than Sony does. So it's kind of nice just seeing them try it out. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but it seemed fine enough. But I think the biggest game that I didn't like was that random fruit game.
Oh
like,
no.
Or you eat the fruit and like it like consumes your limbs. So like if you eat a strawberry, it's a bug or something like that. Strawberry bug. Like your arms become strawberries. Well, not your arms, your hands become strawberries. So I was just like,
I think everyone in that stream was just like, what the hell is this?
Why are they doing that? That's one of the games like I genuinely was curious as to why they showed it at this event. Like, you're trying to show off your console. Like, why are you showing off a game that could probably run on the PS4?
I think that was just one game that they can appeal to like, the younger audience, maybe. Because there's no other reason why it would be there.
Oh, yeah.
You had, like, Demon Souls before, and then Horizon Zero Dawn 2 right after. Like,
that game looks so good.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait for it. Horizon 2.
And they announced Resident Evil 8 too. Like, Sony is just, they killed it. Like, that trailer looks so good.
Yeah, they were. It was going off great at the start of the presentation, then it was dying down the middle. But at the end, they absolutely killed it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for them, they should probably cut out a couple of games. Maybe stuck to an hour instead of an hour 30. Because I think there's a point where there are too many games like in a presentation, and then you start forgetting all of them. Like, we're trying to name all of them, but I don't even think we've come close to like talking about every single thing that they showed on there.
Oh no. I really just have to remember the trailer of the robot and the cat. So
yeah. So also, Azumi, this is for you. If you actually watched this video, I read your message. But I think overall though, I'm really excited to just see what Microsoft comes out with this, because Sony just like took back like all the hype that Microsoft had been building up for themselves, since they were like coming first with everything. Like, oh, here's the console, here's the games, here's this, and now Sony's like, all right, here's our console, here's the other version of our console, which is probably going to be way cheaper, and then here are all of the games and actual gameplay. So Microsoft now needs to like do some catch up work if they actually want to like compete in this
if I remember, the only gameplay that Xbox or Microsoft even showed for the Xbox Series X was Minecraft. A game that's
Minecraft?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 10 years old, maybe. It's been
Well,
around
that's
for
good though,
ages.
but it's definitely not the game you should be showing. They
I
did
know.
do that
Like,
new update though. Like they're trying to do that ray tracing, like all this new technology. So maybe they'll do that for for Minecraft. But
yeah, wow, amazing. Ray tracing hasn't been on console ever, but it's definitely been on PC.
yeah, I think this is why this generation is so like interesting, because they're a lot of the new internals that they're putting in are like literally brand new to the market. So it's going to be interesting to see like these consoles finally catch up to probably where PCs are at. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a high-end PC with all the best specs, but it's at least it's enough to run things really well.
Oh, definitely.
But with that said, I think we're good. This was supposed to be a really short video, but I think we talked about everything for like 30 minutes, probably more. So I guess it's just more of like a little mini podcast. So,
Think of it this way: it's putting more to your ad revenue.
oh yeah, that's true. Eventually, one day, we need 1,000 subscribers and like a lot of watch time. So please watch the video, people. Yeah, that said, you know. Oh, what were you saying, Matt?
Like, click the video, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. We need views.
We do need views. But thank you for showing up here. We might have Mav on future videos. We'll see. We took a break. Well, we've taken a break recently just because of a lot of stuff that's been going on with the protests and everything like that. And obviously, we're not the biggest channel ever, but I think it's just more respectful that we like let people focus on more important things right now. And we're coming back now. Well, we've been back, but we took a little bit of a break as far as like posting any content and stuff like that. But thank you to Mab again. We hope that you guys like this type of video. If you guys do, show us support. Let us know that you guys like this kind of content. If you don't like this kind of content, then we'll know based on how this video does, and we'll know how to do better. But see you guys. I hope everyone has a great day, enjoys whatever is going on in your life. I don't know. Peace.
Great outro. Peace.